Hello, storytellers. Welcome to Bound by Words. We're going to do some productivity and writing sprints today. I hope that your Camp NaNoWriMos are going well. I'm doing pretty good with my time goal. I was really scared about it, to be honest, and I've had a little bit of a stressful week and a busy morning, so I thought that I was going to be a lot farther behind than I am. I am a good 45 minutes behind, so I have a little bit of work to do, but it's nothing that is impossible to catch up. We are the 18th, so we have a little bit more than half of the month. The trick is it's usually this last week and this next week are the hardest ones to like stay on track and like focus and stuff. So let me know in the chat what you guys are working on today, how your Camp NaNoWriMo is going, if you're participating, can't speak English, but also if you have any writing goals for the day or the week or the month. And yeah, I like to start with like a warm-up sprint, just for everyone to get like their projects open if you haven't already and to get situated. I'm going to update my log that I've been tracking my time with because I'm a little bit behind with updating it. Because I'm doing a time goal, I've been writing the times and like the dates, but I want to go back there and just add a couple other details just to keep track of my project. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a brain dump of things that I want to get done both in my project today and outside of my project, just to sort of get them out of my head and on paper. I function very highly with to-do lists, so that's how I'm going to approach the day. Flurry came running in because he hasn't gotten enough attention today, so hopefully he'll be quiet, but if there's kitty screaming in the background, I would guarantee that it is him. So I'm going to pull up this 15-minute timer. Also, let me know if you are in the chat what kind of like writing sprints we want to do today, like lengthwise. I do have a 30-minute and a 25-minute timer pulled up, thinking that I could use both of those. But if you're in the mood for shorter sprints or longer sprints, just let me know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in 15 minutes where we'll be ready to chat about our projects and all warmed up and ready to go for the day. Happy writing. All right, that was the end of our warm-up sprint. Let us know what you're working on in the chat if you haven't yet, and also if you have a preference for how long we sprint for. So I updated my log. I'm getting a little bit better at keeping track, but not like super amazing. But I updated my log and I did a little brain dump. This was my Prime Day splurge purchase to myself. I just started using it for the first time. It's like a memo pad and like a little binder, not like a binder, but it's called a folio, and it has a clip thing on the top. So I use this to make my like productivity to-do list for today, and there's like a writing and like a personal section. So I got all of that done, and I'm really excited for that. And then I had a couple extra minutes, and I'm not counting that first warm-up sprint since I wasn't doing writing things. I'm not counting that towards my time. So with a couple extra minutes, I started updating my Camp NaNo Writing website, because even though I share my project there, in case anybody wants to like pop in and look at it, I am so bad at updating that. Especially with this time like tracking, I would rather, sit and write for 30 to 45 minutes before bed and then pass out than do all of like the updating and stuff online. So I tend to do that in hindsight, which I don't know if that's the best plan. But we have Heather in the chat, and we also have Stig. Heather is working on 31,000 words into a 40,000 word goal. So I think I'm going to be good. However, I will be out of town this weekend, so I need to keep working. Well, I feel like even if you're going out of town for a whole week, you have 2 weeks left and you're almost at your goal, but that's really exciting. Congrats on the progress. I think I recently decided I'd like to hit 10,000 words this month in my project. It's a very new project. I'm doing all of the brainstorming and plotting and planning and stuff with like part of my nano, which is why I'm doing like a time goal so I can count all of that. But I see those bigger numbers like 31,000 and 40,000, and I think that's really exciting. Stig is here working on my daily goal. Got 155 words so far today in a fantasy work in progress. I'm a 25-minute kind of gal when it comes to sprints. Okay, and Heather says 25 to 45 is preferable. So I have a 25 and a 30-minute one. The 30-minute one's kind of cute, so I might want to use it, but I just won't do anything longer than that probably today. Katie Ann is here. Hiya. Heather, time frame less than that, and I can't get into it. Oh, that's the second half is my preferable time frame. Okay, well, we'll stick right around 25 to 30 then, since that's like right in the middle of everybody's comfort. I feel like I'm a little bit in between, because sometimes with the longer ones, I can get a little bit distracted, but also I need like a few minutes extra at the beginning to get into it. So I think probably like 25 to 30 is like my sweet spot. Hey, Brooke is here. Welcome, welcome. I'm at 19,000 out of my monthly goal of 25,000, so I'm doing all right. I love the like regular monthly goals, and you guys who do that inspire me. It's something that I wanted to get into the habit of earlier this year, and just a whole bunch of drama happened. So, I mean, it's like not even drama, but life gets busy, So I feel like I have too many months where I just miss that, but I am working my writing habit up is another reason I selected a time goal, my writing habit up, so that I can hopefully do those monthly, like larger word count goals. I don't know. It's just exciting to me. So next, you want to do 25 or 30? I don't know if we want to vote. I'm definitely going to use each one of these like once. I'll probably default to 25 if nobody says anything. Another thing I need to get into the habit of updating, I love that he just passed out behind me, is this black whiteboard I'm using for the project. It's definitely a visual that I was just using to have it, up, especially for vlogs and stuff. I have a list of all the live streams that I want to attend here at the bottom. I want to do at least 8 of the month, just to make sure that I am not losing track of time, and also I'm supporting other creators. I put a cute little writing quote up there, but I have that like rolling to-do list of things that I want to accomplish. So like one of the things that I want to do this month is I want to have a working title for the project I just started. And without like a whole lot of planning beforehand, and without a whole lot of like plotting or research done, it's kind of hard to just come up with a working title like out of nowhere, because I feel like the more I write, the more it seems to shift and change. But by the end of the month, I want to have a much better idea of sort of the attitude of the project. I feel like the working title should really like reflect the vibes. I'm trying to revise a book by the end of the month. It's not going to happen, but I am 45,000 words in. How long is the book is the question, because that seems like a really good chunk, especially if you started right at the beginning of the month. July has been about getting into writing in general for me. I was extremely sporadic writer before that, but for July, I've met my daily word count every day. That's awesome. Congrats. I love that. I definitely have to have those every I want to say like at least once a year, maybe twice a year, I have to have those like getting into writing like um focuses where the focus is more on the habit and the time spent and like being a part of the community regularly. I'm going to defer to 25 minutes because nobody said anything. Um yeah, but I don't want to spend, I love you guys, but I don't want to spend too much time chatting because I have words to write. So I'm going to spend the first just couple of minutes at the beginning of the sprint finishing updating my NaNoWriMo project online in case anybody is curious and or following that. I don't know that I'm probably going to do that next time because it seems like a waste of time to me. So I'm just going to spend just like 2 to 3 minutes at the beginning finishing up what I was doing there. And then I'm going to get right into writing on my project. I don't really have a specific word count goal for today, but I am 45 minutes behind. So I have to write for an hour and 45 minutes to catch up. So I would like to do, definitely no less than an hour, but if I can do an hour and a half or more, and I'm only counting the sprint times, but that would be, I guess, my goal, my tentative goal. I feel like I want to say, like, I just want to do an hour and 45 minutes today and get caught up, but I just don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm being a little honest with myself that I'll probably do an hour to an hour and a half. As long as I'm doing more than an hour, I am working on catching up. Katie said the book should be 95,000. I'm begging myself to keep it under 100K for once. If it's fantasy, that's like, I feel like 90 to 120,000, depending on what age group you're writing on, is pretty standard for fantasy. So I support that. But happy writing. If you just popped in, make sure you let me know what you're working on in the chat and how your July is going. And I will see you guys in 25 minutes. All right, that was the end of the first official sprint. I almost forgot to come back and sprint. I was very invested in what I was doing. I don't even know how many words I got. It looks like I got 290, so not my best, but I did a little bit of planning along the way. I am focusing less on word count. That's like sort of my goal right now, just because I feel like word count can accidentally be kind of competitive, and I'm definitely not like free of that. So let me know how that last sprint went with you and what you're working on if you haven't. Let's see. Jessica is here. Hi, welcome, welcome. It's not fantasy. It's meant to be a contemporary romance. I feel like romance is like the most published and consumed like form of like novels anyway. So I can get behind that. Stig says my work in progress is a Prince Caspian retelling with King Arthur featuring, I'm going to say that, Romanov, I'm going to say it wrong, Romanov family history. That sounds kind of interesting. I like the King Arthur vibes. Hey, TLRS Lifestyle popped in. Got exactly 15 words. Really struggle to set the scene for this chapter. Yeah, I'm kind of in that like mood where I am excited to write and I definitely like have the time and I'm mentally invested, but I am struggling to feel like I'm flowing right now with the writing. So I'm invested in the planning and like the doing it, but the words aren't coming as smoothly today as I would like them. Glad I found you again today. I'm glad you found me too. I'm streaming Fridays for the next 2 Fridays for the rest of the month from 1 to 3 if anybody would like to join. I just threw an extra one on Monday because we had so much fun last Friday and we sort of like rushed out. So I figured because of the AuthorTube Writing Conference, which was amazing and I loved, but I figured that we would just do some extra sprints today just for fun. 564, I'm feeling pretty good about it. That's a good number, especially for 25 minutes. I'm playing catch up today from last week and this weekend with the AuthorTube Writing Conference. Yeah, that's a little bit of what I'm doing. But you were presenting, so I'm sure that you have extra catching up to do. I complained for a bit and then got 100 words in. I like that. A bit, so for a solid week then. Yeah. A whole solid week. I love that. Let me know if you popped in, what you're working on, if you have any goals for the day or the month, and how your Nano is going. I know I've said that before, but I see that we have some new people coming in. We're probably going to do a 30-minute sprint next, just so we have some time to get the ball rolling. Hopefully I can just sort of get lost again and then hopefully like pick up the pace. I feel like I got right to the point where it seemed to be flowing and I seemed to be writing a little bit quicker, and that's why I almost missed the timer. But I'm hoping I can just dive right back in same way. I'm still torn between whether or not I want this to be a single point of view and a dual point of view book or a dual point of view book. So I'm at this like weird in between where I'm like writing the second point of view, and maybe that's why it's not flowing as easily because it wasn't like planned from the get-go, but nothing was planned from the get-go in my defense. So I am trying to write the second person's point of view, and with that goes a little bit of extra planning that I didn't consider before. I like loosely considered, but I didn't plan for. But I really like reading dual point of view books, and I like the idea of being able to write one, and I think that this is like a good character dynamic for it. So we'll see. It's still a baby project. I've already had to cut like, I want to say 1,500 to like 2,000 words out of the manuscript just because like I wrote it that it was like, that's not the direction that I want to go. You know, life. I'm trying to write contemporary romance myself. I looked up the word count and they say 50 to 90, so not too far off. You're right, and those word counts are often for like traditionally published books or like books who are really trying to fit like exactly in expectation for like market. Like, so if you're trying to like query or sell your book, but there are a lot of outliers on both ends of that. If we haven't met yet, and I don't know you personally, I'm a freelance editor and I've been working in publishing for about 2 years and I absolutely love it. But like one of my favorite fantasy books, and it's like fantasy romance, is Fable. And that book is like tiny. It is like small and it is skinny. And then we have books that are just like, you know, like big, like Bible-sized books. So, I mean, it's good to have a goal. Like if you know that you're an overwriter, to say, like earlier, you said you want to stay under 100,000. And it's good to commit to that because then you have to cut out any extra fluff. But at the same time, I don't think it's a bad number for any kind of romance. Especially if it's only 10,000 over, you know. I'm an instigator. I'm causing problems. It's your book and you want it to be under 100,000 words, so it should be under 100,000 words. How dare you betray me and my terrible writing habits. Not far off, and I am an overwriter, so I'll get into the chop chop mode next draft. Yeah, that's no problem in my mind. I'm definitely an overwriter because I like brainstorm as I write, and I feel like I don't want to I don't know how to say this without sounding funny, but you know how they say like write like the reader is smart, like don't write like you have to explain things. Well, when I do my first draft or my zero draft, I almost always write like I have to explain things to the reader, which is totally unnecessary. But it's more because I'm just getting things out of my mind, and I just want like it to read correctly, and I want it to have the same dynamic. So I'll go through and I'll have like 2 or 3 paragraphs where it's like, okay, the reader doesn't need this explanation. They just need to see that this is happening, like increasing the amount of showing versus telling, or maybe like doctoring a little bit of like what happened in between two characters right there to give like the right undertones. But I really, really often overwrite for reasons like that are kind of valid, I think, for first drafts. But I feel like when I get into the second draft, I lose quite a bit of my manuscript. I'm launching a Kindle Vella story next week, so I'm going through the edits from the first few chapters and doing my last rewrites. That's so exciting and nerve-wracking. A Kindle Vella story. Do you have a preferred place for like pre-sales or pre-orders? Do you have a website that you want to share, or like YouTube stuff? Like anything, I'll put like I can't speak English. Oh my gosh. If you have anything you want to share about buying your Kindle Vella story and supporting your platform, throw it in the chat and I will put it up on the screen. I'm going to start another sprint before I start stuttering again, and I might go get some water because I think maybe I've just had a little bit too much caffeine. But we're going to get 30 minutes up. Hello, hello. If you're just coming in, we're getting ready to start a 30-minute sprint. And Tiffany was telling us about her story that's releasing next week. I feel like I know about it, but I'm so bad at following other authors' social media. I don't know if you guys go through those phases, but I feel like I'll be super present on like Instagram and YouTube, and I'll have like everybody's like launches and everything in my brain, and then I'll have a couple weeks where it's like I don't even know where I am in my life right now, let alone anyone else. Like the AuthorTube Writing Conference sort of just, I think, took over all of my present memory of what was going on this week because I have, absolutely no sense of time. If you're just popping in, make sure you share your goals in the chat and remember to like the video. We're going to do this 30-minute writing sprint. I'm concerned that the timer is not up there, but I feel like it should pop up after I hit play. There it goes. All right, I'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Happy writing. All right, that is the end of our third sprint. I can't believe that was the third sprint already. I feel like I just got started. But yeah, that was 30 minutes. I feel like I did a little bit more of a flow there. I got 603 words, which is kind of, I feel like, on par to my normal speed. So I was a little bit happier with that. I just had I think like a 400 word like chunk that I think ran a little bit smoothly, like more smoothly than the rest. I also pulled up For the Words. I started using that again this month. I feel like I'll go through months and months where I forget it exists, but if you play on For the Words, let me know. I'm always looking for friends. It's been so long, I don't have any of like the new stuff that they have available. If you're not familiar with the game, it's a writing RPG game, and it's definitely like cartoonized, so you have to be interested in like the game animation and stuff. But you defeat monsters by typing a certain number of words over a certain number of minutes, and then the monsters actually like drop items that you use to like complete your quests and stuff. I think it's like cute and frivolous, but what I really like is that whenever you like fight the monsters, you type in their like interface, and it'll actually count down however many words that you've typed over a span of time. So like the last one I did, it was like 450 words over 50 minutes. So they give you like a good like deal of time to do it. I know during Camp NaNoWriMo, they have like a monster that's 1,667 words, and you have 24 hours like to complete it. So I think that just keeps me extra focused whenever I'm working on it. So I pulled that up in hopes of getting a little bit of like words, like concentrated focus words that in my manuscript. The only trick is if you're constantly doing that, I feel like if you're constantly prioritizing the number of words, it might hurt the quality. But because I'm doing a time goal and I'm not super focused on that, I found it to be really helpful. But let me know what you're working on, and if you're meeting your goals for the stream or the day or the sprint. I know we had a lot of people already share their projects in the chat. And if you're interested in Tiffany's Bella story, it is going to be on her Ko-Fi page. So everyone check that out. Definitely check that out. Remember to save your work, get water if you don't have it, stretch if you need to. It's 2:40. We're supposed to sprint until around 3 o'clock. But if it's okay with you guys, I think I might want to do like another 25-minute sprint. And then we'll probably wrap it up from there. But other than that, I want to know what you guys are planning on doing after July's Camp NaNoWriMo. I know we're only halfway through it, but I see a lot of people had goals for like finishing editing a draft or finishing writing a draft. Does anyone have any long-term writing goals that they want to share for inspiration and motivation for the rest of us? I don't know that I have my after July goals really planned out, since I'm really doing a lot of experimenting with this new story. So I think probably like within the last few days of July, I'm gonna like create those goals. But yeah, I'd like to know how you guys track and measure things as far as writing goes. Let me know what you did during the sprint. The chat got mysteriously quiet. Everyone's on like a little pee get drink break, I think. So if that's the case, I think I might just jump into another sprint now and get it going, unless anybody is violently opposed to that. I'll at least pull it up. We have that. I found this cute timer. It's black. It's just nothing but black. No, it's cute when you hit play, but it had like this little intro thing. So I'm going to wait a minute, and then I'm gonna hit play, and then it'll be cute and it'll be solid. So I think I've gotten a lot of my little checklist things done. I wanted to hit like 500 words for the day, and I'm right over 1,000 for the sprint now, which I'm really excited about. I also did like my updating Camp NaNoWriMo and updating my vlog, so I just feel less scatterbrained now that I'm all caught up. And just thinking about like future goals, I feel like since I have the time to do that, I'm also not freaking out, which is, it's just like an exciting feeling to feel like I'm a little bit put together. I have a writing retreat that I'm doing in September, so hopefully getting my novel done and published. That's so exciting. I was just talking to some people. I would really love to do a writing retreat of some kind. I don't know where everybody is located in the lovely community. I'm in the northeastern part of PA, but if anyone would be interested in doing a writing retreat at the end of November, like the last week of NaNoWriMo, message me on Instagram, because if I get enough interest, I'm going to start looking at places that we can go to host our own little writing retreat. So are you doing this one in September like with other people, or are you just going and doing your own writing retreat? And Heather got 670 words. That's quite a bit of words. That's something to be excited about. Yeah. I'm sort of torn between I feel like a lot of days in the morning and at night, like right after I wake up and right before I go to bed, I feel like I'm constantly torn between, do I read and relax and enjoy my time, or do I write and get words because I need to get words? That fun, game that we all play. And I'm in this like mindset now where like I was kind of in the zone with that last one and I want to be writing, but now that I don't feel as panicked and behind, my brain is like, maybe I should just read a little bit, but I'm determined to write for at least these other 25 minutes, because if I do this 25-minute sprint, then that puts me at 80 minutes for the day. So like 60 minutes is what I would have to do for today. I wasn't really doing like an hour a day, but like to stay on top, I was 45 minutes behind. So what is that, like 105 minutes total is what I needed to do to get caught up. So that would put me at 80 minutes, which I think is pretty great. And then if I just wrote for 20 to 40 minutes later, then I would be almost entirely caught up. So I'm going to do this 25-minute sprint of writing, and then I'm going to probably jump ship after we're done and get something to eat and sit and read. Next month, my goal is to keep writing. There's a lot going on in my life, and I seem to be able to write when Nano is going. I'm on good. Nano is going on. I am good about writing. After Nano, I keep falling off. I do the same thing. That's why I asked about writing goals, because that is definitely something that I do. I love how I feel like the community is more active, and I think people are more talkative. And because more people are writing and sharing their goals and being vocal about it, I feel like it's way easier for me to either stay on track or like feel the self guilt that will keep me motivated to keep going. It is a group of 6 of us, and we're going about 4 hours away to an Airbnb. I love that. That's sort of the thing that I had in my mind when I was thinking about a writing retreat. I keep thinking about just getting an Airbnb for myself and going. But then I thought, like there's probably a couple people who would be interested in doing that with me. But yeah, make sure you take lots of pictures and videos if you're vlogging or anything. Make sure you let us all know. But because it is 2:45 now, I'm going to start this last 25-minute writing sprint, and then we can chat a little bit more if we feel like it at the end. And then we're going to relax and enjoy the rest of our days, hopefully, or be mad productive with writing. It depends on sort of where your mindset is there. But I will see you guys in 25 minutes. Happy writing. All right, that was the end of the last sprint. I feel like that one went pretty quick for me. I forgot to put my little banner down, but that was our last sprint. If you want more writing sprints, I'm also streaming Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the thumbnail for that is already on my YouTube channel if anybody wants to hit the notify button. But yeah, for the last sprint, I got like 712 words done, and I feel like I was moving a little bit faster, and I feel like I was a little bit happier about what I was writing. It has been sort of plaguing me a little bit, the origin I had originally picked for my main protagonist. Just like the opening scene sort of image, like I always write that knowing I'd change it. And I think I had something click a little bit that makes it a little bit like higher stakes, and increases the tension. And I also think it makes the piece a little bit more enjoyable to read, just her relationship and why she's in the area that she's in. So I was really excited about that, and that was really fun to write. So I'm probably going to do another little sprint. So that put me up to, what did I say? I did the math earlier, like 80 words or 80 minutes, was it? And I needed 105 to get caught up. So I only need 25 minutes of sprinting to get like caught up and be done for today as well. So I might take a short break, but I'm sort of on the roll, so I'm worried that if I do that I won't go back to writing. But I'd love to write for another 15 or 20 minutes right as we are wrapping up. But yeah, let me know what you guys did in the sprint and if it was productive or not. I'm sort of, my brain's in too many places. Like half of it is in my writing document and part of it is here and part of it is thinking about lunch already. I looked up a few things and updated some of my YouTube videos. That's exciting. That's a really productive thing. I do have a YouTube video that I'm posting today that just reminded me that I just have to tweak a few extra things when we're done streaming, for my week 1 like Camp NaNo vlog. So if anybody's interested in that, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Thank you guys all for streaming. It is 3:12, which isn't that far over, to be honest, but I think I'm going to call it a day. I don't really have much else to say, and I feel like everybody who is super talkative in the chat has migrated to better things, maybe. 560 for that sprint. Thank you for holding these sprints today. Monday is my day off, so it's always nice to find someone to write with. Oh, that's so exciting. Monday's the day that I used to always sprint on. I don't know why I changed to Friday, really, for NaNoWriMo. I think it's because we were coming up to a Friday, and then I just did every Friday, so these were definitely extra sprints, but I'm thinking about doing it weekly again. So if I do it weekly, I'll probably hold like a vote on Instagram, but Monday is usually like my default day whenever I want to do pop-up sprints. So I hope to see you again soon. I hope everyone has a really productive day with their Camp NaNoWriMo projects. And I'm going to go eat a snack because that is, I think, putting a halt to my productivity. And then I think I'm going to keep writing. But make sure if you haven't yet, share what you're working on and what your progress is, either in the chat or if it ends in the comments down below. And I will see you guys Friday, if not sooner. Happy Camp NaNoWriMo.